All right, so version 6.5 is upon us, and with it comes the rerun banners of Chaska, Lauma, Nefer, and the release of Linnea. And so today we're going to be talking about whether or not these four characters are going to be worth it for your account, or to vertically invest into them, and how they are going to be for future patches. Let's first start with Linnea. She is essentially going to be like a pseudo Escoffier character for the Lunar Crystallized team, benefiting Zebai. And she's able to provide increased damage for lunar crystallization and include healing. So if you have a core of those two characters along with Alua, this core right here, and then a pyro or a hydro character to apply hydro so you can get the lunar crystallized, is going to be very good, as it is going to be buffing Zebai immensely. So like ideally a premium team would be this. Alternatives for Columbina could be someone like Ino, could be Farina, it could just be a off-field hydro character, or even Yelan, honestly. The primary focus of this team though is to increase Zebai's personal damage, so having Reshred for Geo is going to be good. That is what you also provide, and then you also boost elemental mastery for the on-field character, which is going to be very good. So that is essentially what is going to be occurring with Linnea coming out. She's also good even if you don't have Zebai. If you have someone like Navia and you want to boost her own personal damage, then she's also great for that, being able to allow her to have full maximum damage capabilities with the lunar crystallized mechanic, as well as Navia's own, personal unique damage with the guns and all that fun stuff. So that is what Linnea's value is going to be. Now, Chaska, honestly, this is kind of a tricky situation because of the fact that we are moving away more and more so from that land mechanics with the Night Soul barrier and all of that fun jazz. Chaska is more so, honestly, I would say out of these four characters, a whale type character. She is phenomenal with more and more vertical investment mainly into her compared to the other characters on the team. While having vertical investment on the other team members is very good, Chaska herself really benefits the most from it, and also like a benefit with her, and I forgot to mention with Linnea, but with Chaska what's really good is you have just generally great, if not one of the best, like traversing mechanics in the game, being able to fly on her gun and be able to ascend, descend, all of that fun stuff. Whereas Linnea, her little like little Kirby dude, I forgot the name of him already, which that's pretty bad, but you're able to farm minerals extremely easily and just like efficiently, more so than anyone else. Now, Lauma and Nefer, and I'm going to pair these two up together because they are also coming out in version 2, or phase 2, is these two characters benefit each other the most. And for this part in particular, I am going to be including whether you have Columbina and whether you don't have Columbina, because I do think, honestly, this is probably the part where most players are going to have questions about, is phase 2 with these two characters. So the primary function of the Lauma Nefer team is Lunar Bloom, right? You are not exploding the little like blooms, you're actually absorbing and consuming them with Nefer to do increased damage. And Nefer's primary damage scaling that you want to focus on is going to, well, obviously going to be crit rate, crit damage, because she's a DPS character, but you want to focus primarily on elemental mastery. And something that Lauma does is she's able to boost the on-field character's elemental mastery with her little skill. With her skill, she's able to boost it as give the pale hymn, and that further increases the damage for the on-field DPS based on how much of the pale hymn they actually consume, boosting their overall damage output with the elemental mastery. So how exactly would you go about this team, right, for players who don't have them, and then for vertical investment, and then with or without Columbina? So vertical investing between these two, just avoid the weapons right now, let's just focus on the characters. For vertical investment capabilities, you want to get to C2 llama quick and just fast. C1 provides healing for your team, so that allows ease of use more so than anybody else for the team currently constructed. And C2 allows for more damage capabilities for your Nefer. So that's massive DPS increase for Nefer. And for Nefer, honestly, if you want to get C2, that's fine. You're just boosting your overall damage and ease of play essentially. But for like team DPS capabilities, you want to get a C2 llama first. So if you have Columbina, right, and let's say you have a lunar charged team and lunar crystallized, let's just say you have both those teams, and you are a fan. We're not actually, we're not even going to include that. If you have Columbina and you have the lunar charge and lunar crystallized teams, should you invest into the lunar bloom team? Honestly, I'd probably say no, since you already ideally have 2 core teams for lunar mechanics, where we're probably going to divert from lunar reactionary damage when we get to Snezhnaya and focus on a new meta / mechanics introduced into the game, so Hoyo can, sell more characters better than they did with Lunar, because they figured out, hey, if we do a new mechanic, people are going to want to pay for them, right? So that's that, right? And if you don't have a lunar team for whatever reason, you missed out, bad rolls, bad 50-50s, all that fun stuff, then honestly getting both these characters with the Columbina is totally worth it. Even if you do not have Columbina, and let's just say, I don't know, let me grab you. Oops, right there. And then where is I know. And we're Sigewin, because you are also on the Chronicle Witch coming up. So let's say you don't have Columbina and you have one of these 3 hydro off-field applicators for your team. Then honestly, still going for the lunar bloom team is still going to be good, because you're able to get a whole new team mechanic that is arguably one of the better teams in the game. Now, if you are vertically investing all the way, right, with everything, all the best teams, the lunar bloom team still ranks 1 or 2 depending on how your playstyle is. So investment wise, it is good to get both of these characters. Even if you don't have Columbina obviously makes the team super good, like best team in the game. But even without a Columbina, you're still able to get a lot of raw damage for this team. Ideally, you probably would want to get a Ino, because she's able, and like run certain artifact sets, instructor mainly, because you're able to boost your on-field DPS character with Nefer to further enhance the overall damage, and she doesn't require a whole lot of investment. But if you want to use another 5-star character, honestly both these options are very good. Nefer isn't going to get the full increased damage potential that Farina is focused on providing, but having that reliable off-field hydro application is phenomenal. But like I said, for overall, if I had to rank these characters in terms of investment strategy and who to pull for, obviously it's based on a bunch of different factors, right? If you want to go for a lunar crystallized team and that's what you want to play, then Linnea is honestly the best option, because she further enables and provides so much for the lunar crystallized team. Chaska, honestly, I don't think is going to be that great, because of the fact that we have and getting a Fontaine Chronicled Wish, and I do think Chaska will be on a Natlan Chronicle Witch, which would be the next Chronicle Wish, I would be assuming. And then honestly, second place is both these characters combined for the Lunar Bloom team. That provides you the base core for the team in one patch. So you can just do that, and then Columbina will be rerunning very soon, probably in 6.7. So you're able to look forward to that.